I love you to the moon and back. I love our time together as we start each happy day.
I always felt that if you have a true talent in a certain area, that you should use that talent to really help people. You almost have a moral obligation to do so.
In addition to being a staff attorney for the custody program, I'm also on the board of directors for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and I'm also on a committee with the American Cancer Society. I lost my dad to suicide and my mom to breast cancer recently.
Well, the work we do here is very challenging. It can be very emotionally taxing. And so I think it's really important to balance that with things that bring me a lot of joy outside of work.
My husband, Al, and I met in Chicago at a street festival. On our first date, he told me he was an actuary, and I didn't have any follow-up questions because I had no clue what that was.
Relationships are the most important thing to me in life, my friendships, my family.
We have a 2.5-year-old son named Drake, and he is amazing and a very busy boy. And we also have 3 large dogs who we fostered and then ended up keeping. I like to walk them, but in reality, they really walk me.
Bridget is fabulous to work with, and she's someone who's very thoughtful in her communications. Whereas I sometimes have a tendency to fly by the seat of my pants a little bit too much.
I think where I'm learning the most from Patti is that in my previous job, I didn't work directly with the children. I worked with the parents of family law cases.
She kind of can see where the parents are coming from a little bit more.
I asked Patti a lot of questions, and I asked for insight on how to really relate to the children, get the information I need.
Our role at the council is different in that our focus is the children. However, you have to look to the whole family to serve the children.
So every family law case is complex.
I mean, sometimes there's one child in the family, sometimes there's a whole family dynamic with siblings.
But CFCR gets appointed in only extremely high conflict cases.
One of the things that we like to tell our child clients is that we want to hear your voice, but we don't want you to have to make a choice.
So we try to shield them from the litigation process and really make them feel like kids.
Something that I love about what we do is that things are much clearer for the judge than they were before our team was involved.
You have 3 people: the staff attorney, the volunteer attorney, and the custody advocate.
I love being in court. I love advocating for these families. I definitely critique myself after trials, but I think that it's important to be a little hard on yourself. I think that these families deserve it and our child clients deserve it.
I don't ever want a child to have to go through what I went through, even though I would never tell my personal life to a child or their family. But that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because I don't want my experience to be duplicated in another child's life.
So for me, the most important thing is serving our client, and that is the child.
My mom, she loved children, and whether it was my son, neighborhood kids, or the children she volunteered with in Florida, children were her passion, and so she's what inspired me to be here.
Happy day!